Okay, we will call the meeting to order. And the first thing on the agenda here is approve the agenda.
Mr. Chair, there's been a few updates. Under Tim Erickson, there has been added a final payment approval for County Ditch 10 repair. Under the board, we've added Pilgrim Point County Park kiosk, and you can also strike the HRA board appointment for District 3. We're starting with Resolution 2578 today.
Okay, there it is.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Thank you, Charlie.
Second.
Thank you, Shane. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, next is approved draft minutes of the September 16th, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, and approve draft minutes of the September 26th, 2025 public hearing.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes of the public hearing.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Any questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. And so then we'll be starting off with Blair Mace, U.S. Fish and Wildlife.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
It is a beautiful day and it's finally fall, right?
Yes, it is.
Did everybody receive the letter that I dated September 16th in regards to the easements? We present every acquisition we are acquiring to the county boards for certification and then Land Exchange Board for approval. The Land Exchange Board is going to meet in December, and these easements will be there. These easements are not funded through tax dollars. They're funded through the Migratory Bird Conservation Stamp Act or the Duck Stamp Act. We got 6 easements today. The first one is James and Lynn Backus of Alexandria. It's a wetland easement protecting 4 basins. It's located in section 29 of Osakis Township. We have a habitat easement with Glenn and Linda Behrens and family of Evansville. It allows for haying after July 15th of every year and grazing throughout the year. It's located in section 12 of London Township and consists of about 101 acres. The next one we have is with wetland easement with Kent and Brenda Hindemeister Trust of Brandon, Minnesota. It is protects 1 wetland basin, or a part of a wetland basin, and it's located in section 29 of Brandon Township. The next 2 easements we have, one's a wetland easement with Ottertail Crossing LLC, Michael Vaughn of Moncton, Maryland. Wetland easement protecting 4 basins in section 30 of Bell River Township. And the next one with Michael Vaughn is a habitat easement that allows for haying after July 15th of every year. And that one's in sections 19 and 20 of Lund Township. And it's gonna be about 50 acres to be surveyed. The last one we have today, or I have today, is Lee Torgensen of Kensington, Minnesota. It's a habitat easement allowing for haying after July 15th. It's located in section 31 of Solem Township and is about 37 acres. These easements are perpetual. The landowner continues to pay taxes on the property because the land stays in the private ownership. Weed control and access are still part of the landowner's rights. Any questions?
Yeah, I guess my one question was, you said this is paid for by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Stamp?
The duck stamp.
Yeah, the duck stamp, yeah.
Yeah, the duck stamp that every duck hunter has to buy to
Yep.
go duck hunting.
Yep.
99 cents out of every dollar goes towards purchasing land for duck habitat.
Okay.
So,
So I mean, well, I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't go to promote any more hunting, it's just habitat.
yeah, just habitat, yes.
Mr. Chair, and you said this is perpetual and also in perpetuity? So
Yes.
it's without ever getting looked at again?
What do you mean looked at?
Changed.
It's going to be
It's going to be controlled and managed by the Fish and Wildlife Service for
forever and ever, no
yes.
matter what?
No matter what.
Why don't not you look at renewing them every 20, 25 years?
Because it's a law.
It's a what?
It's a law that has to stay perpetual. We don't look at it because it's set in statute that it has to be perpetual,
It has to be perpetual?
or we can't use any duck stamp money on it.
It's like what all the things we deal with water and ditches nowadays because it was built 100 years ago and we're dealing with in a lot of problems. And we shouldn't be making decisions today for our great-great-great-grandchildren that they can never change because of some perpetual rule.
It's the same as RIM. RIM's perpetual.
You're exactly right. And it's another one that should not be. They should not be, is my opinion. It's
Okay.
just, that's all it is worth. And and you think you're making all the correct decisions, and we hope like hell you are about leaving this land idle or just a little bit of haying and,
We only deal with willing sellers, willing landowners. So it's
I guess.
up to the
yeah,
landowner.
I understand, and and it's your job, and I get it. But maybe bigger picture should be to look, I think it's great. I'm a hunter and not very active anymore and all those things. But I don't think these decisions we're making today pertinent in 2200, and you can't answer that.
Yeah.
Neither can I. And we shouldn't be making those kind of, my opinion, so.
So just an analogy here, I guess, to compare, and that's when our county ditches were made back in the early 1900s. You know, the whole purpose of that was to move water from point A to point B as fast as possible. And we're finding out now that that is not a good way to do it. We're not doing it. We have retention ponds. We have all kinds of things put in place so that water can't travel as fast as it can. But they won't change the county ditch law. You know, and it doesn't make sense that we are doing something that we know should be done, yet it just keeps going. I don't get it. So I don't know if you deal with that or not, but.
Chair, I had a question. Our assumption is then we need to go to legislators and get it changed if we want it changed.
We can try.
Yeah.
No, we can.
Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah, I'm
I'm sure
stuck.
you're not interested.
I'm
in doing
stuck.
that.
Yeah, I can't go call any.
The other thing is though, I think I asked this before, nobody can public hunt on it.
No.
That's what's really wrong.
That's the other thing I don't
That's
like
it.
either. It
You
shouldn't
turn
be
it on,
up to
and you
public
close
hunting.
this land down and it's
Yep.
not open, and it might be duck pay, stamps,
Stamp, yeah.
but it's still the public's money.
Yes.
And then that doesn't open it up to hunting.
It's
So you still got the select few that get to use the property.
It's still up to the landowner. If he wants to open it up, he can open it up, but it's.
Yeah, but you're
still
paying him for the
landowner's.
land.
Yeah.
And he gets to keep it. Yes, he pays tax on it a little bit, but you paid him the first time with public money. It's not necessarily tax money, but stamp money is public money. But it's not open to the public for hunting. Very similar to RIM. Same program.
Well, what do you think, board?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve, but still objecting.
Thank you, Shane.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions on this? Any? All right, we're going to call the question then.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yeah.
Way,
No.
Meyer,
No.
motion carries.
Thank you, Serge.
Let them know. We'd appreciate you saying something.
Okay.
Really,
When they come back.
no, your bosses or whatever. If that next, in all of it is it's just a renewal. These programs are fantastic, don't get me wrong. But it's really good for the land and everything else. I have nothing against that. It's the idea that maybe even if you would make it renewable every 50 years, something where at least somebody else can look at it. The hydrology changes, the climate's changed, look at what everybody we're talking about. To make things in perpetuity on our land use and stuff is, to me, is irresponsible at this point. Because we're supposed to be smarter than that by now, hopefully. Nothing, so, thank you for listening.
All righty, and we will start with the library board, Kevin Lee. And Dawn,
I'm gonna leave Terry in the back.
and Diane, I see back there too.
Good morning.
Morning,
Yes,
Commissioner.
good morning.
I'm Kevin, that's Don.
I'm Dawn, that's Kevin.
All right.
Well, thank you for this chance to update you on the progress of our beautiful new library. We're here to make a recommendation to you for an engineering architectural firm to begin work. Earlier in the year, we sent out 6 RFPs to firms to get their proposals for what they could do for us. We narrowed that down to 3 and then spent an hour and a half with each of those firms discussing what they could do for us and how we could proceed with them. We narrowed that down to 2 and then spent time again with those 2 with questions that we had about the process. And eventually came down to 1 that we all agreed and the review board would be our best choice. We took that to our county library board last week and went over that with them, and again had a unanimous approval to hire JLG Architects as our design firm. We're very impressed with their enthusiasm for the project and for them having people locally who we can work with on that project. So what we're asking you for today is approval to get a contract signed and approved to begin work. The 2 major things we need to accomplish first is to get a preliminary design and cost estimate to the state legislature in January or February, whenever they meet again, to get the approval to do a sales tax referendum with the voters of Douglas County, where we'd be asking for a 0.25% sales tax. That would then go to the voters in November of next year. So we're not really accruing a great deal of expense with JLG at that point. It would be just, they would be helping us get that preliminary design completed and then helping us move to get the approval from our voters so that we can proceed with the project.
So what is that preliminary cost going to be? Do you know approximately what it'll be?
$15,000.
$15,000.
And that would be paid out of our library fund expenses.
Okay.
The major costs would not start accruing until the voters approve the project. And
Got it. Yep.
at that point, JLG would work on the progress of getting it completed. Hopefully, we could get it bid early '27. Some work done fall of '27, completed in '28.
So I'm just got to ask this, just in case that wouldn't get approved at the voting poll, what's the next step then, if that wouldn't happen?
Well, we'd have to look at other funding sources then. Possibly a bond from the county. That's all way in the future yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying though, you have to
Yeah.
just ask that question. So there's a,
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
We would hope the voters would be a positive.
Yeah.
See this as a positive addition to Douglas County,
yep,
and that 0.25% would be
And, but
countywide.
that's in combination with the city too. The city wants 1/4%, so it would be 1/2%. They'll be voting on 1/2%, not
It
1/4%.
would, as I understand, it would be two separate issues.
I
Two
thought it was the
separate-
same deal, but
It's just the same election, but what they're looking for is some different project, but each project stands on its own
it's
at a
separate.
quarter.
Okay.
They only have sales tax for the city, we're going for the county.
Yep.
County or not, or school district?
Nope.
County.
County. We would have a county sales tax for the library, and the city would have a quarter tax for the city only, because they can't tax in the county.
Got it, got it.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
The capital campaign has started and
It has, yeah. We're in what they call the quiet phase yet, where we're
Okay.
interviewing.
sorry that I asked that.
We're talking to people who could make sizable contributions toward the project.
But that's going to kick off as we speak, or it is.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very
Good.
soon.
Well, that makes a difference, gets the awareness too, and if there's some success at that, that should help on the referendum.
I've had folks come forward and asking how they can make a pledge or make a donation to the new building, and they're not even people that are on our radar in this quiet phase.
No, that's
So it's
great.
out there, and people are excited about it.
Good, good.
No, and that'll really help if you could get, yeah, if we
And
can
you
get what
probably-
we hope to get in the the capital campaign, I think the referendum
I think
will
once we
fly.
get loud and proud about this, it will come together.
You've probably seen the sign on the lot out there that says "Future Home of the Douglas County Public Library."
All right.
There's been a lot of good response to the location too. You guys
Oh.
picked a good site.
Yes. Some of us went to school there.
Yep.
A lot of us went to school there, yeah.
Right, board, we have heard what you got, or Don, did you have anything to add to that?
I do not.
All right.
I think Kevin
Okay.
covered it clearly.
Yep. So we have the action item of approving and hiring an architect for the future Douglas County Library.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve JGL for our architect to get us up to phase one for $15,000 using library funds.
Thank you, Shane.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right.
Thank you, board.
gentlemen.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
We'll be in touch.
All righty.
Yeah, you'll hear more from us, I'm sure.
Okay, Lee, you are up next.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Board.
Good morning.
All right, well, I'm here to talk about health insurance for 2026. And just a quick look back, we are currently with the Medica carrier for our health insurance, fully insured health plan. We've been with them since 2023. Last year, we received or for 2025, we received a renewal that ended up looking at a 5% going into 2025. And that would be what I'd consider below trend at that time. Now for 2026, we went back to Medica to get a quote, and that came in at 8.6. As you know, we do have Gallagher as a broker, so I'd also like to acknowledge that they worked with us, and we worked with the carrier, and we were able to get that 8.6 down to a 3.0%, which to me is pretty far below what trend would be considered. And so I'd say also that 3% probably speaks to our claim situation. We've had some pretty, we haven't had anything surprising, and so therefore our premium's been able to well offset any claims that have come through the system. We had about $1.4 million in claims. That's medical and pharmacy together, and our premiums were about $1.8 million. So this would be the plan that the non-union employees and public work employees are on. And so that's the group I'm here to represent as far as the rates go. You did get a rate sheet as part of your packet, I believe. And so there you can see the new premium costs. We have two plans, a single coverage, that's a $5,000 deductible, and then a family coverage, it's $10,000 deductible. I would like to say $10,000, within that $10,000, it's what they call an embedded $5,000 deductible. So if you had one member of your family that had a lot of claims, once they hit 5, then they are done and the plan picks up. So it's not always going to be 10,000 for every family out there. But if you had 2 or more individuals, it certainly could be. And then we use the past practice to calculate the employer contribution based on those claims or based on those rates, which has been traditionally taking half of the new cost and the employer picking up that half and the employee picking up the other half. So that's how the employer contributions were derived. The HSA or VEBA contributions last year, I believe, was the year it went up to $275 for the singles and $325 for family. This year, I'm asking the board to consider an adjustment on the family contribution for HSA and VEBAs to $350. And then you can see in the final column the total costs for the employer per month on this plan.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Lee, are those, the claims and the premiums, was that the first 6 months of the year, or what was that?
No, good question. So to kind of do a rolling 12 months.
Yep.
So that's,
okay.
that's kind of a snapshot, probably through May, which our quote comes in August, so that's about as close as they can run it up to. So that's 12 months of claims. And is that,
The past 12 months,
yeah, up from May to May.
from May to May.
Yeah, May of 25 through May of 26.
Okay.
And just to give you a little breakdown, I was pretty amazed by some of these numbers. We all know part of this is good luck, bad luck, but it also, I think, speaks to the employees too, trying to do a good job and be a good steward of their own dollars because it impacts the plan. But we had inpatient total charges over that 12 months of only $48,000, which is pretty incredibly low. Our high spot is our pharmacy. We had,
Pharmacy has got to be killing everybody.
yeah, pharmacy's over $500,000.
Yep.
So, any other questions?
So, so did that, like that 11.5% increase, do they tell you where that, how that gets divided? I mean, is it just claims or is it, how does that?
Yeah, they give a pretty good report. I just try to give you some highlights.
Okay.
But certainly if there was specific questions, probably be good, something to go over. Maybe not the board meeting, but it does break it down to all the different areas. But for this sake, I just thought give you a big picture.
I get it. So I'm just so I'm getting this right here. So anyway, you take 11.5% and 5% for 2025. So that's 16.5%. Is that right?
You're getting your math's right, but the numbers you're grabbing might be from the same year. So on that top line, in 24, it came in at 11.5. We got it down to 5.
Okay.
So that was 5. So there's your 5. And then this year we got it down to 3. So actually it's 8% over 2 years, which is pretty hard to beat.
Okay.
Going to be a 3% increase for 26.
Yeah. All right. Any
So-
questions from the board? Any more? Okay, you got more?
Nope, just here to get approval for the board for these rates on the rate sheet that you saw.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve acceptance of the 2026 Medica premium rates, employer HSA VEBA contributions, and the 2026 employer contribution levels towards premiums for non-union employees.
Thank you, Tim.
Second.
Thank you, Charlie. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really good. Compared to what it's been.
Yeah, Tim's up.
Good morning. So just a couple items on the agenda today. The first one is to award a rail crossing elimination study contract. So to refresh everybody's memory, toward the tail end of last year, I applied for a federal grant. This was under the IIJA for doing a study of eliminating some rail crossings. The one that we were looking at is the crossing that's on McKay. So right in between Discovery Middle School and Henry's Foods, that one. Whether we take the road up and over, or maybe we can lift the railroad, something like that. For some reason, the feds awarded it. I still don't know why, but we got the money, so then we got to start looking at what we can do. So that's what this would be. We sent this out to a couple of different firms. Only 2 of them responded. Magically, they came in right around what that grant amount is. So when you guys, if you remember, every time we come to look to go advertise for construction projects and you ask what the estimate is, I tell you, let's not give them that, because magically that is just kind of what they come in at. With that, so this would be the part of the study, so it brings in the local partners, so it's the county, the city, the railroad. We'd be talking with the school district. We would have Henry's Foods there. We get everybody together. We look at what this could potentially be. They put together a couple of different options. There is some public engagement, so there would also be some open houses, that sort of thing, where we show, here's what we came up with. And then we look to, this is actually just step 1. So once we choose what that one's going to end up being, now we're eligible for further federal grants in the process if they should come up. So with that, that's kind of what we're looking to do. I would be looking to award this to SRF.
So we're talking a ramp over that
We're going to look at both options. So whether it's the road going up and over,
or under?
or else if we can lift the railroad.
You're at about a 7-foot water table out there.
And that's where your issue is, correct?
We know that. I live out there.
Chair, I got a question. When are you planning on starting this?
So they would start with a kickoff meeting, probably mid to late October, and that's just us.
Of next year or this year?
Of this year yet. And then they'd start getting their meetings put together. So it's gathering the stakeholders, and that's kind of the hard part, is getting everybody in the room.
Is these funds being held up because of the shutdown?
No, so all of this is reimbursement when it's federal anyway, so we got to spend the money before we can
Gotcha.
get it.
All right, thanks.
Does either one of these firms do the one on 29 down at Glenwood?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Just wondering. That, I mean, that took 15 years, but yeah.
Well, just a question, when you're going north across the railroad tracks there's a house right on the left-hand side. Does that have to be bought up then?
That's what the study is for, so that shows us what all of our options are and kind of helps us zero in on what option we would end up taking, if there even is an option.
Honestly,
Yeah, because there could
I don't
actually
know
be
how it can
both.
stay.
I don't think it could stay, but this is why we should take, if this is all feasible, that we should take, because of the age, you know, he's
I
not,
know.
he's not a child anymore, and I know his kids are still around here, but the kids are our age, for great sakes, really.
The other thing, you might have to do both, lower some and raise. So that's why
Could
it's a
be.
study, see what it comes up with.
Correct.
Mr. Chair, I got a question. Now, that won't include the design of it. It would just include drawings of what they anticipate it would look like?
So it would be the concepts, it wouldn't be the construction plans.
Okay.
That would be in the
That would
next
be in a
phase of
separate-
anything. So it would be the concept drawings, it would also be some traffic counts and traffic studies and that sort of thing. So they get an idea of where everybody would go if we would do what we would do.
Okay.
Okay, board's wishes.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept SRF for the railroad crossing elimination plan.
Thank you, Tim.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
motion carries.
All righty.
Thank you. The next item that I have is a final payment for a ditch 10 repair. As before we get into that, I guess I might as well say you guys noticed my new backup. So I did come in with Shane Fink. Shane's our new drainage and ag inspector. I told him I would handle this one because this was technically Mike's,
Got it.
but he's going to take all the rest of these from here on out,
right.
and he's going to be great with that. So I just want to make sure I introduce him to the board. So board, this is Shane. Shane, this is the board. We're all good friends now.
Welcome aboard.
So with that, back in August, the Drainage Authority authorize the repair of one of the forks on Branch 1 of Ditch 10. Dwayne Waldorf was awarded that work. We had that done. He is done with all of that, and you can see he came in at $875, so he did pretty good.
Make a motion to make final payment to Mr. Waldorf.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Shane. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you very much.
So do you have an answer for the, why Douglas County water is wetter than the other counties?
No, I do not, Mr. Chair.
That's a trick question. All right.
He'll figure that out by next week.
All
It's
right.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Tabitha.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The first item that I have on the agenda for you this morning is requesting approval of the biennial service agreement. And I just want to give you a little bit of context around this particular document. So counties receive an annual allocation titled the Minnesota Family Investment Program Consolidated Support Services Grant, also known as the MFIP. And this is provided to counties to help families with children meet basic needs and also move to financial stability through work, right? This is a primarily federal allocation, so 92% of the funding is federal, 8% is state. And really, the overall goal is to make sure that families have what they need in order to access employment and be supported to attain self-sufficiency. That's the whole entire purpose of it. This particular document before you, the biennial service agreement, is a document that's prepared by counties to explain to the Department of Children, Youth, and Families how we utilize those funds. So it gives us an opportunity to explain a bit more about successes, resources in our particular area, and also identify any barriers in the area. So as you read through that document, you certainly understood the services that we get to provide. We partner with Rural Minnesota SEP. That has been an ongoing partnership to provide employment support services to families receiving MFIP dollars. They work together on providing a support plan, identifying barriers for families, accessing childcare assistance. They work very closely with our eligibility staff to reduce any barriers that the family might be facing. This plan includes a basic description of our services. It also highlights some of the really great things that we have going on in our community. While there are needs, there are also really incredible resources that wrap around our families to provide food and nutrition assistance and childcare. Some of the barriers that are highlighted in the plan also reflect some of those things like access to childcare, and of course, transportation, which is not a surprise to any of us. And it's not really just about not having transportation, but it's really about not having transportation at the time that they might need it for maybe getting home from a job that is ending in the evening outside of maybe Rainbow Rider hours, or just simply geography in Douglas County, right, depending on where families are living. So those are some of some of the barriers that we've highlighted in that biennial service agreement. We continue to work closely with Rural Minnesota SEP on a very regular basis to identify any changing trends, any opportunities for us to lean into, maybe what some of their employment support staff are seeing and how we could respond as a county to really beef up those services for families. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about the BSA. Otherwise, I'm looking for board approval to submit the plan to the Department of Children, Youth, and Families.
Okay, thank you, Tabitha. Board's wishes.
I'll make a motion to approve the MFIP biennial service agreement for 2026 and 2027.
Thank you, Tim.
Second.
Thank you, Charlie. Any other discussion? Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you.
All right.
At this time, Amy is on her way. The second item that I have on the agenda for you is requesting approval of the opioid grant for Douglas County Car Care. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Amy.
Okay, Amy, go ahead.
Good morning. I am here to represent the Douglas County Opioid Task Force. This application was previously tabled, and bringing this back forward for final action from the Douglas County Board. This is a application by Car Care. This was a multi-county applicant that was also part of Pope County and Stevens County. Those two counties have approved their portion of this. So again, this was recommended by the Douglas County Task Force and the screening committee, and back off the table to the Douglas County Board.
All ready?
Chair, I'd like to comment. We had Chris come in at our work session, and he explained it to us a little bit better, and I think after that, it was a better understanding of what they're doing with the dollars. Our concern is not giving it all to, payroll. And so with that being said, I appreciate the efforts. He came in and explained it a little bit better to us, so I'd make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Tim.
I'm Shane.
Oh, Shane, excuse me. Tim, you're next.
I'll second it then.
I was thinking Tim. All righty. So we have a motion, a second. Is there any other questions?
I do have a comment. We just got to remind ourselves, the vision of the task force that I was reading here. Our vision is to save lives, prevent the first use, increase access to treatment and recovery while caring for the needs of the people in chronic pain, increase awareness and understanding of the root cause of substance and misuse, and reduce the systematic barriers assessing services. So I think we need to keep in mind of the original vision of this opioid settlement fund.
And I would follow up by saying this, and that is that I believe the rules and regulations are too loose for who can apply for this fund. I just think that somewhere in here, I just feel that there's something doesn't seem right when a lawn care business, and I know he explained it to you guys, but it still just isn't passing the test for me. But I'm just saying, I just think we've got too many things going on here in our state that we are dishing out money too easy. That's what I think. So anyway,
Mr. Chair, I don't disagree with some of that, and the fact is that in a lot of situations, the biggest problem with habitual is if they can get a job, they have to have a way to get there and get back.
Yeah,
And that's a whole lot of
got Rainbow Rider.
getting out of that situation they're in. And believe me, I'm on the Rainbow Rider Committee. I'm not here throwing stones at them either, but they have hours that don't always agree with the work time that the people can get jobs. So I hear you, and but
Okay.
if we can get, that's the only way Chris did a nice job explaining some of that about getting these people to work and back, and that's a lot of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
No, I don't-
Does
yeah.
it boil down to
Are we
somebody
saying
showing-
it's okay to be a user? That's what
that's what-
that's your problem, and I
that's-
understand
yeah,
that pretty good.
And, okay, I'll stop there. All right. Any other discussion? Lene, please.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
No.
Way.
No,
Meyer.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. All righty, let's see here. We go to Dave.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have two items for you this morning. The first is a license for a landscaper excavator, DreamWorks. We have no issues with the license application. It's a new business, and we'll just have to keep an eye on them and see how they perform.
I'll make a motion to approve the license for DreamWorks LLC.
Thank you, Tim.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other discussion? Lene?
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And my second and last item is a final plat. This is the Pretchell Edition. It's a one-lot plat in Moe Township. They've met all of the standard requirements, and I don't know that we put, no, there were no requirements on the preliminary. So they've met all of those requirements and are prepared, have their final plat prepared for recording with your approval.
All right, board.
I'll make a motion to approve the preliminary plat of Pretchell Edition as presented.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Shane. Any other discussion? Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And unless you have anything for me,
We don't.
that's excellent.
Thank you, Dave.
You bet.
Jill?
Good morning. I just have one item today, just looking for a motion to approve bills totaling $1,532,189.12.
Motion to pay the bills?
Thank you, Jeff.
Second.
Thank you, Charlie. Any other discussion? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Alrighty, with that, we move on to the board's questions here, and I have asked that the Pilgrim Point be put on there. We talked about at the beginning when that park is near completed, and I see the signs for the lake lots are gone. They're down, so they must not be selling anymore down there. They're all sold out. And so anyway, that kiosk we talked about, the owner asked for that, and we said that we would do that. So we need to come up with the history of of Pilgrim Point, how it was designed, and what we've got to do, I guess, to comply.
Now look who shows up.
So we just said about the kiosk at Pilgrim Point County Park, and that when we did this deal, they wanted some kind of a kiosk there that would determine, or as I'd say, tell the story of the history of Pilgrim Point and just the, I guess, a little information. And I don't know if they're talking about pictures. I don't know. Were they talking about pictures there? But anyway, what it looked like 75 years ago. But that is something that I think we want to get back on the front burner and get something, I guess, preliminary to look at and move forward.
Certainly. So our objective through all this, we know it's a matter of time before we end up getting some sort of a park shelter out there, and we were going to do the message boards, the storyboard, so to speak, as part of that park shelter, and we'd get the language, the wording, and all that. So that would go through the planning phase with that building.
All right.
But if the board wishes, we can go ahead and we can get started on at least what the wording would be and how that format might even look, and we can get something to you before it ends up going through the
I
rest of
would
that.
think that'd be in order.
Mr. Chair, did the church come to you about, I know we talked about this before, and
Yep.
they said that,
With that day, we talked to the developer, I believe.
okay.
That was part of the conversation. Anybody else remember that? Because I redo.
I reached out.
Before that, the church asked.
Yeah, so this was a church's request.
It was, but
Yep.
that
So then
developer had
I
mentioned
reached
it.
out to the church this summer, and to Sherry, And she never responded to me.
Okay.
But at the time, it was their request that we just say that this was, tell a history on a
Right.
plaque, basically, in
Right.
the park.
Yep.
And part of the reason, like Tim had said, is we don't know where the right place to place that plaque is until we get a shelter and we see how the park's gonna flow. Because currently, we have 2 parking lots without like a main base. So where do you put it? And I think we're coming here to building a shelter probably in the next year or 2 out there.
Okay.
And that's where that seems like the place where that would get placed.
Would that shelter be a new bathroom or just a shelter?
We actually just discussed about that this morning, and I'm going to throw you a solid maybe.
Yeah. So there's some movement going on with the Rotary from the concerts that we can talk about, here in the next work session or
Okay.
coffee. That there's the Rotary. What do we do? They would like to see maybe something more substantial than the shelter we built at the playground at Brophy.
Okay.
And that's led to our discussion of, well, if we're gonna do something more substantial, maybe now's the time to replace the bathrooms with a shelter and a bathroom and something that'll last 100 years.
So I actually think that's a great discussion item for our fall planning meeting. I'm coming up at the end of November.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to comment too, is if they put the story inside it,
Right.
it'd be much better inside than outside, maintenance and
Oh,
everything.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
A lot better.
Yeah, no, that's not been lost upon us that we have to do that. The reason we haven't rushed to put something out there is because we wanted to do it right, do it one time.
Very good, very good. Well, let's do that. Let's get it moving, and then we can follow up and get it ready for action.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
All righty, then we go to appointments to the HRA District 5. That would be you, Shane.
That is me, correct. At this time, I would like to appoint Mike Moore.
Mike Moore.
He's meeting with Emma Jean this week to finalize it, so that's what I'd like to do. So I gotta make a motion to do that, don't I?
I think so.
No, you would just appoint.
Nope, just appoint.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty, that's that. And what's next here?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I got a request here too.
Yep.
I'm on the Lakeland Mental Health Board.
Yep.
And Sarah Richardson's term is up for representing Douglas County, so we need somebody to take her place. So if you guys know of anybody who would like to be on the Lakeland Mental Health Board,
What does that consist of, once a month?
once a month in
And-
Fergus Falls.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll have to put out, that's for anybody, in the county?
Yeah, anybody in the county can do it.
Okay. All right.
So if anybody knows of anybody that would like to be on that
All
board,
right,
then
all right.
I'm looking, but I haven't found anybody
Yeah,
yet,
I
so-
know I haven't had calls back on mine either, so, all right.
I'm going to see a guy this afternoon that actually worked in that racket for many years.
All
I'll
right.
see if he's interested.
All right, do it.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, with that then, we'll move on to the per diem action. And it looks like,
Looks like
Tim.
I'm first, huh?
Tim.
On the 2nd, we had our commissioner meeting. On the 9th, planning and zoning. And then the 10th, 11th, and 12th, well, the 10th was MRC at Arrowwood, and then the 11th and 12th was AMC out at Arrowwood, the fall meeting. On the 15th, I was on open line. 16th, we had the commissioner meeting and the work session. And then on the 17th, had a department head meeting. On the 26th, we had the hospital public hearing here in the commissioner room. And then the 22nd was Lakeland Mental Health. They had a meeting in Detroit Lakes. I attended, and they pay per diems.
All right, thank you, Tim. Charlie?
Yeah, and the second commissioner meeting, regular meeting, on the 3rd, Horizon Personnel Committee meeting, they pay all the stuff. On the 5th, same thing with CPT, we had the budget meeting over in Morris for the 26 budget. Then the regular meeting with Horizon on the second Monday. Had the LGC meeting here on the 10th, 11th and 12th out at AMC at Arrowwood, 16th, commissioner meeting and work session here. 17th, IT steering committee with Brett. And 18th, we had solid waste in the morning and Rainbow Rider. Because of AMC, we had it on the third Thursday. On the 22nd, we had a regular CPT board meeting because we went over and approved the budget for the following year. So we had added a meeting. Normally, we've been meeting every other month. On the 24th, did a Zoom meeting with Armor. We approved the budget for 26 on that one also. Same day, had the hospital exec meeting, 3 o'clock. And hospital finance on the 25th, Thursday morning. And then public hearing here for the hospital on the 26th. And we had to spend a little more contingency money on the 29th on the new garage at the Rainbow Rider. We had a meeting we had to get a quorum out at Lowry so we could do that, Jeff, more with the water flow.
All right.
So,
All right, thank you, Charlie. Okay, I'll start out here with 827, we had a legislative panel here. 829, we had a PIO and a no. 9.2, regular meeting. 9.4 was radio, and also 9.4 was Prime West. 9.8, Horizon. 9.10, MRC. 9.11 and 12, AMC Arrowwood. And then 9.26, the public hearing for the hospital here. That's it.
a little moose hunting in between.
There you go. And Shane.
On the second county board meeting here, on the 4th, Prime West, monthly meeting they pay. Horizon Health was on the 8th, monthly meeting they pay. On the 10th was LGC meeting, local updates, and we hosted. ALEC HRA on the 10th had a noon deal. They talked about their updates and tax breaks. On the 11th was a PIO meeting, went over the county agenda. The 11th and the 12th, AMC conference out at Airwood. 16th, Viking Library, did their monthly meeting. I zoomed in on that one. On the 16th was our county board meeting again. 18th was Pope Douglas, solid waste monthly meeting, they pay. On the 18th, I had a library meeting. 24th was Alamir executive meeting, worked on the agenda. Douglas County on the 25th for a public hearing on Alamir. And then on the 30th, it was our library special meeting to talk about the architects. And I noticed my total's off, so it's $722.40.
All righty. And Jeff.
Okay, on the 2nd was the county board meeting. The 8th was the soil and water meeting. And then the 10th is the MRC meeting in conjunction with the AMC conference. And then the 11th and the 12th is the AMC policy conference. The 16th was the county board meeting. The 16th was the work session. The 16th is Solom Township meeting, public relations. The 17th, the reason for mental health and monthly meeting, they pay for per diem and mileage. The 18th was Rainbow Rider, the monthly meeting. And then the 22nd was Get to Know Your Representative, the town hall meeting at Evansville. And this is the second one that I've done where I got invited to on a panel with Jordan Robinson, Tom Murphy, and the city council at Evansville. And then the 23rd is the West Central Community Action monthly meeting, and they pay mileage.
Mr. Chair, I got a question to Lene. Do we get paid for work sessions?
Yes.
And I would make a motion to pay Jeff for that town hall meeting that he was invited to get to know your representatives.
I would second that.
All right, thank you, Shane. Thank you, Charlie. Lene?
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yep.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty. Any other?
Make a motion to approve the per diem, sir.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. All righty, with that, we go to items from the floor. Anybody? Any items from the floor?
Jerry, I would like to
All right.
ask Charlie a question.
Yes.
On the Rainbow Rider building out there, didn't they do any soil borings?
Absolutely. Twice.
And they didn't catch that high water table?
The guy that did them works for the architect firm that we hired.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was exactly my sentiment. And the first one we done was when we purchased the land from Mr. Hayes, which was about 4 or 5 years ago, so then we had to do another one. Same guy did them both. And then he's the one that we got out there, and the first week out there, he said, we gotta remove some soil and bring it, take out 3,000 yards and bring back 3,750 yards. And the answer we got was, yeah, well, who did the soil boring? And we found out he worked for Stonebridge, and yeah.
well, shouldn't the architectural firm be a little responsible for that?
Read the fine
and
print.
I thought we read the fine print, but I think we should have had Mr. Erickson read the fine print on something like that one. It's really been, it's worse than a lesson that a guy really needs to have when you're doing one of those projects, because it's taken forever, and this is where the money got away. It's about like, there's nothing to compare it to really, or about like the incinerator, but this one's worse yet because you got federal transportation money, state transportation money, local share, because all 6 counties are involved in paying. Anything moves like a snail, it did. And
So
now we get,
How much money is left in the contingency after this?
the contingency fund started out at about 425,000, and we had to, what'd we do on Thursday? 57,000 again. So it was about 130-some thousand is gone. So we're almost at 300 yet in contingency. But like you said, we haven't even got a slab or anything poured yet, so who knows?
They haven't poured any footings or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
They've
footings
been
are pouring?
Oh, yeah, that they have. But the water has been the issue, obviously. But you know something, it was wet when we first started
Right.
this. It was only dry for the last 3 years. So I mean.
3 weeks.
Well, but I mean, when you get to the water table, well, they ran in the water at 6.5 feet. Well, yeah, okay. That's not uncommon for a swamp.
No.
And we live in a swamp, so what the heck? And the lakes are right there. I mean, ask the sewer district guys, everything's downhill to Winona.
So how far behind?
Norson has really had trouble, and I haven't had an opportunity. I would like to, with the guy, the project manager, spend some time to see if everything that was done by the core sample, I mean, that has to be there. And we're dealing, our local guys, we got guys, the 2 biggies, Lee and Ferguson, have been digging in this county for 50 to 60 years, both of them. I mean, Mark is older than we are, and Tim was just your age, I think.
He's younger than me.
A little bit, but I mean, they've been working in here for 40, 50 years. They know what's everywhere. Wouldn't take much to find out what's going
So
on.
how much behind are they now on the project because of this?
Because of that?
Yeah,
No, they're not.
not?
They're
Okay.
not. We thought we were gonna be done in 23, so how far behind when you said
Well,
we are
yeah.
on the project?
Okay,
My wife and I'd go out there and drive by it Saturday evening, and it's taking its shape, and so they're getting ready to start pouring concrete and putting.
because I haven't been by there for a while.
And one of our project managers, of course, is one of the guys from the state. That's because of the state funding.
Uh-huh.
That Brian, that don't matter. Anyway, and what made us excited about, okay, Douglas County, the bus garage on the east side of the community over there by Budget, you know, was built for 5 buses, and they park 9 inside now. You know, so we're gonna get, and they told us we can keep that, which is good, because a lot of them, a couple of the drivers that work Todd County actually live in Douglas County. So keeping that garage on that edge of town saves them 20 minutes going through Alec, depending what time of day, but at least that long. We bought 10 acres out there by the sewer plant. Part of the reason is to create their own rodeo test, driving test training site. The state knows that. That's why they were excited about being involved too. So were we, and that's why, but that would be all kinds of reason you would hope that it would get done instead of being dragging, but because they really want to use it. There's just the meeting room will only hold 40, 50 people. That's going inside, but it should park 15 buses. So.
Okay.
But the parking lot will be what'll be useful, mostly. You can, because with our, with TP, as project, or, you know, Rainbow Rider
Tom Partington.
operations man, but I mean, he can do the testing, he can do the training, and we can do an awful lot of stuff without having to get to the license bureau, so.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Hey, thank you.
A second.
You two can visit later.
Sorry, I asked.
What about the work session?
Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
For next meeting.
Hey,
I mean,
Tim,
add,
come on
we
up
should
here.
have things for the work session.